I mean, honestly, with Street Fighter 6's Season 2, I was surprised they balanced it as little as they did. They kind of took that philosophy, right? They tried to keep everybody able to do really cool things, but I really did think they were going to change the system mechanics a little bit more. But it seems like the drive parry nerf really was one of the most significant nerfs, and people seem to be pretty happy with the balance patch right now. I haven't seen a lot of people complaining like this balance patch sucks or like they didn't do enough, from the top players. Obviously, there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh god, Zangief's broken, or oh my god, like DJ's useless now, stuff like that. But I don't think anyone expected the wake up DR reversal, but it really hasn't affected much. Now, Akuma is being a bit busted is an interesting one, because that is a topic that we can talk about, because some of the top players are saying that they don't necessarily know if that's true, that they don't even actually think. I mean, Mena thinks that Akuma's busted, but like Tokido's using Ken again. He went back to Ken for now. Angry Bird is going back to Ken for now. Now, it just might be too soon because Evo's right around the corner, so they don't want to try to learn this new character for that, or maybe they want to save him and secretly use him for those situations. But some people have been saying that Ken, the worst Shoto, might actually be the best Shoto still. So, oh, man. But yeah, I mean, look, everybody's going to seem really strong at first, and again, Capcom has done a good job with all of the DLC so far, right? I mean, it's been strikingly impressive how well balanced Rashid and Aki are. Honestly, like they came out like, I mean, Aki was a little weaker, but clearly that's not the case now. Oh man. Right, and we only have one elite. Well, we have a few elite representatives for Rashid right now. Can't forget guys like Dual Kevin and such, and Oil King and JB. There's a lot of really good Rashid representatives out there. So we're just chilling right now, BlissX. We're just chilling right now. And Big Bird now is switching over to the Rashid, which I'm glad to see. I think that'll help him a lot, to be honest with you. I think that'll help him a ton. Yeah, Gachikun on another level, but that's also just Gachikun, in my opinion. We'll see that from the other players. Once Big Bird gets his gets his pulse on Rashid, it's going to be kind of the same thing, because Big Bird is just that guy, you know what I mean? Like, these are crazy. People seem to want more freaking balance patches, but is it actually because they want the game balanced, or they want new content to stop the game getting boring? Does that incentivize Capcom not to balance as best? I mean, people usually want it because a lot of times they're frustrated with the way that the game is played out. They feel like something isn't fair. They feel like something is too strong. That's where a lot of the pros come from. A lot of other people just feel like their character's too weak, or the X character is too strong, and they just want to see nerfs up the wazoo or buffs up the wazoo, right? I mean, like, again, most of the casual players, not trying to shit on casual players, but most of them don't understand the nature of balance and how one small thing can change things drastically, and so usually they ask for the world. And, that's kind of the thing they want. And so a lot of it is just to keep things fresh, keep people interested. Nakayama has already said in an interview that they are going to balance the game more than once a year. This next year, they'll actually try to do a few more balance patches. And I think that's great. I think that's right. Because honestly, when there's balance patches, that not only keeps the game fresh and makes people, like, oh, okay, thank God, might get some people back in there. But as well, what we've learned now is that when you don't have balance patches, you feel like the developer is ignoring you. You feel like the developer is just gone. Like, you're like, what? Like, why aren't they listening? Where did they go? And nothing kills a game faster than lack of communication from the developers. Yeah, I was just about to say, DNF Duel is the prime example of that. They're still making content. A brand new character just came out, or is coming out. See, I don't even know exactly, because that's how bad their communication has been, and that's the problem, right? And so Capcom, waiting a year for the patch, being quiet on costumes and DLC and everything like that, gives this feeling like they're not paying attention. And in this day and age, for live games like a Street Fighter, that's not a good strategy. That's not a good a way for a company to market their product. Like, everybody loves the fact that Harada is always talking, and Tekken is getting patches right away. And I feel like Tekken 8 was like kind of brilliant in the fact that they started out and were like, let's make Heat Burst stupidly powerful so that everybody gets mad, and now we'll tone it down. Like, they toned down the Heat Burst in like less than half a year already. And now if someone does a Heat Burst at the start of the round, I can actually beat it. Because I couldn't before. Because I couldn't sidestep it. I couldn't armor it. I couldn't do anything to it. But now if I know someone's going to Heat Burst at the start of the round, I can at least power crush it. So, it's interesting. Like, it's almost, I almost wonder if it was a calculated, like, let's just make Heat Burst really stupid so everybody uses it a lot, gets used to it, and then quickly, 6 months in, let's go ahead and nerf it. And now people will play but know how to use Heat Burst. Like, I think it's actually kind of brilliant, to be honest with you. I think bigger companies can get away more with saying less. Not necessarily. I think this day and age, it does require a little bit more communication and updates. So didn't DNF Duel also have matchmaking issues early on? I'm not sure. I just know that DNF Duel, was just one of those games that just because it came out, and Swiftmaster was too strong right away, and paired with a couple of other things, like that just didn't even seem like there was going to be a season 2. And then we didn't even know if there was going to be any patches, right? And so, like, people are like, why am I going to support this game? And so people just stopped playing it online, and it became a Discord fighter in almost like a week's worth of time. That was the problem. So, yeah, exactly right, BlissX. Bandai Namco knew what they were doing. I feel that way now. I honestly feel that way. That they did it on purpose, Yeah, no tour to support the game either. Yeah, that was definitely a problem as well. So, it's just, it's tough. It's tough. And so I feel like they need to do, even look at MK, right? The MK fans right now are all really frustrated and upset because their world tour is just like non-existent. It's not rewarding any prizes and stuff, and people are really frustrated with that. So, yeah, for sure, I feel like a lot of people are annoyed with that. So I feel like as a company, you have to do other stuff like that, and actually.